Morning, guys. I'm just getting some things set up here. I'm playing with my super sampling ratios. We're going to go up to 1.7. That's a little easier, better to see. Hope you guys can hear me okay. We are in Gallup, New Mexico. We're going to be continuing the ongoing flight of the Mooney Ovation, flying to Page, Arizona today. Cal Black Memorial Airport. We're playing with Sky Vector today. I feel like my one eye is a little blurry. There we go, that's a little sharper. So we're going to Page, and I've got Sky Vector here in the Move VR. Sim4, we're running 1080p right now. At least I should be. So if you're not getting a 1080p feed, let me know. ForeFlight is over here. We have a plethora of options. And we're going to get ready to go. And I've also now got a trigger switch assigned to the Avatab app. And you can see that I've got a checklist in here for the Mooney 20R. The only thing you have to pay attention to is that the pages are backwards, so it goes page 3, page 4. Now with those three windows open, I'm seeing some judder for me at the same time, so I won't run with all three of them open at the same time. But we get the point. So, engine start, throttle, full, prop, high RPM, mixture full forward, master switch, get my key set, there we go, master switch, oops, on, alternator field switch on, alternator lights, test, that won't let me test them, but we'll presume it does. Annunciator lights, low fuel boost pump switch. On. Prop area clear. Clear prop. Magneto starter switch. Turn to starts, throttle, idle position. Turn on the fuel. That helps. That was in the earlier checklist. And back to idle. Next page. 800 to 1,000 RPM. There we go. Engine oil pressure checking the green arc. Yep. Low fuel boost pump switch off. Landing light on. Check our ammeter for a change. There we go. Fuel flow indicator test. It won't let us do that, but that's okay. Mixture adjust for smooth operation. Okay. When engine showing warning engine start, we don't need any of that. Before taxi, engine start list is complete. Radio master switch is on already. External lights on as desired. We'll keep the landing lights on. Turn our beacon light on. Directional gyro is set to slave. Standby vacuum operation indicator. Red button is visible. Yep. Standby vacuum switch off. It is off. Instruments normal operation. They look right. Radio's checked and set. Okay, let's get the ASOS first. 118.375. Then I'll look at the chat. Well, I guess for right now I can just put this right here. Make that a little bigger for me. Wow, there's a lot going on in here, isn't there? 118.375, is that what I said?
Gallup municipal weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 9, dew point -6. Altimeter 3019.
Okay, if that's the case, we'll take off on 24. What was our altimeter again? Let's see what it gives us, actually.
Gallup municipal weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 9, dew point -6. Altimeter 3019.
Let's see, and our altitude here should be 4,300 and, oh, that's Page. Wrong airport.
Gallup municipal weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature
64.72, looks about right. Okay, 122.95. We're going to be taxiing to 24, right? Correct. Gallup traffic, Ovation 150 Golf, taxiing to 24, Gallup. Okay. Altimeter set, fuel selector, switch tanks, verify engine is running when we switch tanks. Engine is running. While we're there, let's start our timer. Okay. Cabin use advisory cabin feed taxi before taxi. Our taxi start list we've done. Rudder trim is set as desired. Parking brake is released. Brakes checked during taxi. Left is working. Our directional gyro is swinging. Turn coordinator is swinging. Artificial horizon is direct. Prop full forward, high RPM we got. Okay, next page. Before takeoff is our next one. Okay. Alejandro, hello. Good to see you. Okay, we're going to 24. And then if we are going to go to Albuquerque Center next, let's get that set so that's easy for me to do. Let's see, usually we got a postage stamp around here that tells us what center frequency to talk to. I'm not seeing the postage stamp. Maybe I need to turn the, let's turn the aviation layer, aeronautical layer off and then back on again, see if that helps. Postage stamp, postage stamp. I know we were talking to Albuquerque Center before. It says Albuquerque approach. Oh, wait, there's a postage stamp. What is that? That's 132.8. See if there's any other postage stamps nearby other than that. 132.8 is there. Wait, what do we have here? 132.9. All right, we'll try that. 132.9. Right there is 127.675. That's Albuquerque 127.675. That's probably the closest one. Yeah, 127.675. Okay. All right, we'll be ready for that. 127.675. See if we're getting them. Check, check. Okay. Feels like full tank top. Fine, mixture. Okay. All right. So let's taxi out there. We're taxiing to 24. Heading bug set there. Oh, look out for that guy. I haven't heard anybody yet. We'll see when we get in the air if that's the right frequency. We're running sky colors from the soft clouds package, and if we have any clouds, I'm trying the new ultimate cloud variety pack or whatever it's called. Okay, before takeoff, throttle, propeller full forward, mixture, we'll fix that actually in a second. Throttle 2000 RPM. Magnetos first. Left. Right. That's good. Prop, cycle, return to high. At meter, positive charge indication, we have that. Low boost fuel pump on to verify that. And off. Rotor trim, fuel. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get our mixture set for max power, since we're at altitude. That's about right there. Bring it back. Wing flaps. Set to 1 for takeoff. Flight controls. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right. Cabin door is locked. Avionics autopilot is off. Annunciator lights are already checked. Internal electronics as desired. Strobe and nav. Landing lights are on. Pilot's window closed. Emergency gear extension handle is down and latched. Oil temperature is good. Parking brake release, then we go, right? Okay. Close that for a minute. Still feel like I'm getting really juddery performance. We'll see how it works, see if it gets any better. I had it, Windows was doing a Defender summary review. Huh, thanks Brett. I'll try not to move my head too fast because people often say that it makes them feel sick. I'm just checking active processes here real quick. We look okay. Glad that we're loud and clear. Okay, so we are going to Gallup. That's our route. We're going to fly a heading of 292, 104.54 nautical miles. Let's get our heading bug set to 292. Right. About right there. Keep this set to our runway heading, which is 24, and let's make our cal 122.95. Gallup traffic, Ovation 150 left, departing 24, will be departing to the northwest, Gallup. Okay, we're going up to 10.5 also on this. I feel like Sky Vector is taxing me. I'm going to close that. Let's close Gallup. Let's get back over to 4-flight. And make sure we're ready to go there. I'm just curious about what my frames are right now. They're only 25. That's unusually low. I don't quite know what would be making them that low. Let me just check something real quick. Ah. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not quite sure. I can't believe it's these windows that are causing the delay, although that's happened before. Let's take off and just see if it's maybe being around all this scenery. Let's go. But yeah, it's definitely running slow frames for me right now. It was fine on landing. I hope it's not these windows that are messing me up. Who knows? Nobody coming. Okay. Flaps are set. We're strapped in. We're on the center line. Engine instrument screen, full power. Off the brakes. React. RPMs are where they should be. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed's alive. On the center line. Looking for a takeoff point. Rotate. Let's get our noise canceling going. Gear up. Flaps up. My trim wheel doesn't seem to be alive. We'll see if it wakes up in a minute. Meantime, we'll make our turn. Gallup traffic, elevation 15 Julie Golf is on the departure leg. We are now departing to the northwest. Final call, Gallup. Yeah, maybe lots of ground activity. They could have been. No, Jet, I did delete. I didn't delete, but I made some of them private. I think I'm just going to be flying and streaming live for a while. Well, I hope my trim wheel comes back to life, otherwise I'll have to assign my keystroke here to it. That's easy enough to do. Let's just do that right now. Let's just assign a joystick to this real quick, rather than have to. Let's make that trim. Pitch trim down. Let's make this pitch trim up. There we go. Alright, trim tab on the yoke just like it would be. See that? That's fine. Rondi, good to see you. Yeah, we'll see if the quality of the frame rates for me improves. I hope so. It's starting to get better. You know, I've got a frame rate indicator right there. That's saying 45. All right, our cruise checklist we won't worry about till we're up to cruise. We'll turn that back off. We're up to 10.5, and we are flying. We're going to try flying visual all the way. If not, we can always fly out on the radial. But I always like to try to fly visual if we can. We've got VORs if we need them. Our next reference point would be flying over the little airport here at Window Rock. Okay, let's switch over to center. I think that's the closest center frequency. We'll find out in a second. Some pretty interesting terrain coming up. We might have already passed over Window Rock. No, there's Gallup right there. Yeah, it's coming up ahead of us. Okay. So if we want to make it more interesting, we can turn that to terrain or traffic. I am interested in what our crosswind is, though. Looks like we've got a 13-knot crosswind straight across. Keep that in mind. 10.5, gone through it. Okay, take our manifold pressure down a little bit. Throttle back to 2400 on the, on the prop. I gotta remember my trim tab is on my stick right now. $2,400. Okay, now let's get our EGT to about 50 degrees rich of peak. It's like 1650 was about as high as we got, right? Yep, okay, so we'll go down to about 1600. Frame rates are better now. Okay, let's check our cruise checklist. Engine is check, engine temperature stabilized, rudder trim is desired. Okay, good on checklists. We're in cruise. I loaded new scenery, there's an add-on that does new traffic. There goes a bus that puts different cars in and a more variety of cars. That might be costing me a couple of frames. Again, 38 is a little low for me, so I might need to back that out. That might be part of the challenge. All right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely something's hit my frames more than I would like. Okay, there's our highway. There's our airstrip right over the west end of it, or east end of it, just like we should be. Perfect. Window Rock Airport. It's right there. So we are on heading. Looks like somebody customized there at airport pretty nicely down there. An X-plane. Okay, see if we have any comments. None so far. All right. I'm not hearing anybody on center. Let's see if they're out there. Make sure that we're got our altitude set. Okay. Albuquerque Center, Ovation 15, Juliet Golf, VFR request. Nope. We are on pilot edge, are we? We are. Okay, let's see if we can find another. Let's see if this gives us any advice about the center frequency. Flight service, flight service. Only takeoff minimums, that doesn't tell us anything. Okay. Oops. Oh, I don't want you to do that. Please stop doing that. Thank you. It's still doing that. I gotta whip over here to fix that. Hold on. All right, let's see if we can find a different frequency for Albuquerque Center. In the meantime, let's get back on our heading. I would have written this down in the real world before we went and checked it out, but I was just busy trying to get online. There's a postage stamp there. .127.55. Let's try that. Denver Center. Let's see. We should be able to see the. Yeah, so we're flying into Denver Center. We're probably in Denver Center now anyway. See that line right there? So, if that's the case, let's tune into Denver Center and see what we got. Got my hand on the stick, which is why it's running all over the place. Where was that? Maybe I should just let go of the airplane and let it fly itself. And we've got trim. There we go. Let's see. Where did I see that postage stamp? There's 126.675. Denver Center was up here. I saw 118.575. There we go, 127.55. Let's try that. Okay. Chinle Airport should be coming up here in a minute. Hi Frank, it is the Alabeo Ovation from Carenado for X-Plane. Okay, we're going to need to tell them where we are. So let's just tune into the VOR here. 115.1. Yep, 27 miles on the 300-degree radial. So, where are we? About 30 miles, so we're about 1, 2, 3, we're about right in here. Okay, let's see if we can get them. Denver Center Ovation 15 Juliet Golf VFR request.
15 Juliet Golf Denver Center.
Center, we are 30 miles northwest of the Gallup VOR 10,500 type M20P. Would like advisories to Gallup, that's Golf, I'm sorry, advisories to Page, that's Papa Golf Alpha.
November 15 Juliet Golf, log 6747, maintain VFR.
6747, maintain VFR, 15 to the Golf. Oops. Damn it. This thing is hard. 6, 7, 4, 7, there we go. Okay, we've got that done. Now we should be thinking about sightseeing. We can see this canyon here. Chinle Airport. I wonder if that's Canyon de Chelly National Monument. It is. So I've been there in the real world. Canyon de Chelly is very cool. We also have 3 mesas up here, which is the heart of the Hopi reservation.
25 Juliet Golf, radar contact 35 miles northwest of Gallup. Gallup altimeter 3019er, maintain VFR.
3019er, maintain VFR, 15 Juliet Golf. Okay. So that's Chinle coming up, and Canyon de Chelly is into there, which is cool. A lot of Anasazi Indian ruins there in Canyon de Chelly. And a bigger canyon off to the side. Maybe that's really Canyon de Chelly out there and we're just seeing the edge of it. That is probably the case. That is probably Canyon de Chelly up there. Yeah, that looks like it. There's sort of a rift there. Malachi Mesa is probably that right there. Yep. I would say, so yeah, that's the start of Canyon de Chelly over there. Well, that looks cool. And in the distance, we can see those mountains. $17.9. I think we can have a little more manifold pressure here. If I were to pop this up, little hard to read that way. Stall speed, cruise power settings, and fuel consumption. 10.5, roughly 75% power. Pressure altitude. Yeah, so we can basically go all out if we want. Okay. Coming up to 30 minutes. We're going to want to switch tanks here in a second. Canyon to Shea out there. Boy, does that look great. Ortho scenery with good meshes. Pretty awesome. I don't know if we'll be able to find Chinle Airport or not. We'll see. Roads leading to it.
Right, Hotel Bravo.
Oh, I think that's it right there.
You want a final for like 200 left or 9
Yep.
right, your choice.
There's the airport. There's Chinle Airport. Looks about right. We can see the sand dunes, and then the canyon starts right there and goes back.
Right, Hotel Bravo, Roger. Just be advised for future reference, you're probably going to want to call up first control to receive radar services inbound to Fresno since it's a Class Charlie. You can stay on the tower frequency for now, though.
There's the highway, which has that bend in it that I can see right there. There's the highway there we're about to cross.
Roger, no problem. Just report a 2-mile final for runway 29 right.
Okay, we're right about where we should be. If you guys could let me know the quality of the stream, I would appreciate it. Okay, let's switch tanks. There's probably a procedure for that. Okay, just like it would be normally. Boost pump, switch tanks. Positive fuel flow, boost pump. Good, I'm glad the quality of the stream is great. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to ask, I'm happy to answer them. We've got a little time here. We're about about a third of the way through the flight. There's the airport. What time have I got? 12:30? Got about an hour. Okay, so we're beam airport. We're not paying attention to our altitude here. We're not doing a very good job flying right now, in fact. let's see. That's good to know. Sim for you, thank you. Okay, so Jet, it's the plugin that we're using right now, and I could pin the iPad if I wanted. This is actually a web browser. This is Chrome. The plugin is called Move VR, and it's really straightforward. Just go to your plugin menu, manage windows, and then here they are, and I can bring in any window I want. So I could actually bring in the Oculus mirror if I wanted at different levels of quality. I've got it minimized so you can't see it. But you can bring in a window, and you can bring in your whole desktop if you want. It's clickable and everything else, and then you just click it off. And you can pick them up, move them around. You can resize them, do what you need to do. Noise cancellation, yeah, so this Mooney simulates noise cancellation. Pretty cool, isn't it? Uh-oh. Hopefully I just didn't crash it by doing it, though. Ooh, shaky. It didn't like that for some reason. We're recovering slowly but surely. The plugin? No, it's in the forums. He's still in beta. So if you go to the VR forum at the xplane.org, at the .org, he's got both that and Avatab. This is Avatab, which I have set to a hotkey that lets you not only do checklists and stuff, but like I can come in here and so if we want to do page, what is it? Okay, PGA, I had it right the first time. I was thinking golf. There's my key information for page, which is kind of cool. Weather, all the rest. At least weather from when you started the sim. Okay, we're coming into the higher terrain now, so we're about here. Yeah, I've done something that's increased my frame rates quite a bit. I wonder if it was that traffic plug-in. I've lost about 5 frames. But I also changed some things and uploaded some things. The haze is looking really good. I really like the sky colors from the soft cloud package. Again, that's freeware. That's a pretty cool view there of kind of the fold that's created here by the mesa. In the next flight, we're going to fly from Page to Capitol Reef National Park over the top, and that is cool because it is over the water pocket fold. Now, Page is up next to Navajo Mountain, which is cancel. Don't do that, please. You have to be careful not to grab.
Flight Hotel Bello, you're inside of a 2-mile final now. Runway 29 right, clear to land, wind 270 at 7.
I have to be careful not to grab the little blue out in the blue path. Okay, so we've got 15 and 33 at Page.
Got it.
Cal Black, and we are going to. He's probably going to give us 127.55 next. We're on 127.55. Okay. So if we look, this here is Navajo Mountain. It's sacred to the Navajos, and I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that that's it right there. So we can see Navajo Mountain, which is good. Yeah, we're coming into this terrain. We should be looking for Peabody Airport coming up here pretty soon. Peabody Bedard should be coming up on us at some point here.
Tornado Hotel Bravo, Fresno ground under. Make sure you don't switch to the ground frequency until you're given an instruction to explicitly do that. It's okay to switch from ground to tower on your own, but that needs to be an explicit switch issued on frequency. Since you're on the ground frequency now, just stay here. Make sure your transponder is on as well.
Well,
cross runway 29 left at
proper status of landing and strobe is at the discretion of the pilot. Especially if you're
I need to read back. Cross runway 29 left at taxiway Bravo 3.
Especially if you're traveling in crowded airspace, an awful lot of guys would recommend flying with your landing lights on because it makes you much more visible. This aircraft actually has visibility lights, recognition lights, that can make you really noticeable. Most of the pilots that I see, and I don't see a million of them, but most of the pilots I've noticed don't, with GA aircraft, will not fly with their landing lights on because they don't like to replace their landing lights. It makes a noticeable difference. I mean, when you're flying on a bright day like this, the ability to see an aircraft that has its landing lights on is obvious, and the ability to see an aircraft that doesn't have its landing lights on is difficult. So I like to fly with mine on. I figure the flight school can replace them, you know, when they need to replace them. It's a good safety measure, at least for me to be visible. In terms of strobes, same thing. It's at discretion. Almost every checklist says turn the strobes on at takeoff, like in your run-up, and turn them off when you land. At night, you want to keep them off until you are off the ground or just at takeoff also, because they can ruin people's night visibility, as I understand it.
Soldier 551 Amarillo clearance on request, standby.
Okay, so let's try to figure out where we are. We are over higher terrain. There's a valley coming up ahead of us. There's a bunch of little roads. I don't think I've seen the next airport yet, but this valley here looks kind of like that one there, doesn't it? Lower terrain coming in from the west. It's got a river in it. This has a river in it. And a dirt road. This is, what is this? This is Black Mesa. If that's the case, yeah, I think that's where we are. We can see Navajo Mountain even more than before. We can see some really cool terrain out there at the edge of the mesa. Over in Chinle Valley. Chinle is a sandstone, actually. It's in the sandstone layers out here. Random facts from your helpful pilot. Memory, yeah, we're going away in Wonderland. Not on this flight, but on the next flight. We're flying to Page right now. If I can fly later today, I'm going to try to. I was supposed to fly this morning in the real world.
551 clearance available. Guys ready to come.
Weather here is terrible, so I'm not doing that.
551 cleared to Las Vegas.
So I'm trying to get some seat time. So yeah, the flight is here to Page and then Page to Wayne Wonderland. If anybody's on Pilot Edge and wants to join me, love the company in the air if you'd like to fly. So this is awesome. I mean, flying over this
551, read that correct?
terrain makes me excited to try to do it in the real world sometime, if we could ever get our pilot's license. I was actually hopeful that I would have had my check ride this week. Back at the beginning of the month, I had 2 weeks where I didn't have to do a lot of travel for business. And for 1 week, the airplane was broken for the whole week, so I couldn't do any of that. And this week, the weather is bad. I still have 2 4-hour blocks booked later in the week to get a second cross-country flight in solo. I don't think the weather's going to cooperate at all. We've got a tropical system sitting out in the Gulf that's cranking a bunch of MVFR conditions into the Tampa area. Okay, so once we cross over these, if we are where we think we should be, we should see Kayenta Airport coming up, or the Kayenta RCO, I'm sorry. We should see Peabody Bedard. And we should be able to see some power lines coming through here. I downloaded a mod for the power line texture that makes them a lot more realistic, so they're harder to see. But if I'm looking at the terrain, we've got bluffs on that side. We're flying up alongside the edge. There's kind of a cut through the valley here. Maybe that's that right there. I bet that's the airport right there. Nope. Tough out here, not a lot of visual landmarks. That's why GPS is important. I still think we're pretty close to where we're supposed to be. There's a little ranch down there. There's a ranch. A road coming through. And then we've got and then we've got kind of one last set of terrain, and then it's flat the rest of the way. So we're pretty close to this on the map, but I'd like to have us spotted definitively. It's harder to see things in VR. Now that's an obvious low. There's a river coming through here. Maybe it's that. Maybe the airport's right beneath us and we just can't see it. Almost like a clearing turn. Ooh, I just got Baleens. No, the airport is not below us. Wow, I just got the leans bad from that. My wife would be getting sick to her stomach. That looks like a strip mine. I thought I saw a strip mine on the charts. There's one right there. I'm not seeing the UHF or the antennas. That looks like a strip mine, though. I'll have to say, I don't see the airport, but it should be right next to it. Or the road. That's definitely a strip mine, though, isn't it? I mean, that's got to be a strip mine. And the strip mine has a road right next to it.
Maxwell Jet 551, everyone with ground runway 4, taxi via Papa.
So there should be a little airport right there. I'm not seeing it. Let's see if it's on the GPS. Nope, not that I see. OV7. Yeah, so we're in the right spot. It's just that that airport isn't in the game. It should be right over there. There's a road going that way. Maybe it's out there and we just can't see it. Or maybe it's been taken up by the strip mine. Well, the strip mine was obvious. So where we're supposed to be there, lost a little altitude there. Let's get back up to where we're supposed to be and get back on our heading. Okay, so we're where we're supposed to be. we're a little east of where we're supposed to be. We just flew a little west, so that's all right. We'll correct a little bit and then get back on heading. It's probably because of that wind. I didn't calculate a true heading with the wind. I kind of thought that when I saw what Sky Vector was giving me, it was giving me a wind correction, but maybe not. Yeah, Capitol Reef is awesome. Wayne Wonderland is cool. Oh, maybe that's our airport. That's our airport. Okay, there it is. So we're right next to it. I want to be a little bit, I'd want to be on that side of it to be right on our heading. We're on the opposite side, so we can come this way a little bit to correct. Something is really hitting my frames. I don't think it's these plugins. They haven't made much of a difference. I wonder if it's the road traffic that I added to the sim. It adds a bunch of different models, and it said that one of them is more frame intensive than the others. So maybe that's what the problem is. Okay, so there's that airport. That puts us, if this compass rose is 20 miles across, 10 miles in length, that puts us about 10, 20, 30, maybe 40 miles out. All right, that's a correction. Yes, the Org VR forum has a lot of really good stuff going on in it. Okay, let's get back on heading now. And 40 miles is only going to take us about, well, we've got traffic. I don't know if you guys can see it. Looks like it's built into that scenery that we had. It's not really moving. I want to go through and help record drones for this part of the world. Okay, we're right over that field. Okay, well, one thing we could do is we could just do this in the real world. There we go. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. We flew right over that strip, so now we can if we look at the flight plan load, we would be able to hopefully see our heading. Let's see if it'll give us a heading.
369 Phoenix ground, roger. We're going to
Nope.
want to delivery with these requests for IFR clearance, especially out of a Bravo or Charlie. Let me get you that frequency. Hang on a second.
All right, well then I'm going to presume that it's a little this side of 292. So, about like that. The fact of the matter is we can start going visual now.
369 Phoenix clearance is 1.1.
Anyway.
That should be determinable via an airport diagram.
Because we've got a lot of things to see. Gosh, I'm not doing a good job of flying today. We have crept up to almost 12,000 feet.
At 369, roger, no problem.
Thanks, Michael. William, thank you for checking in. I'm going to try to figure out what the frame rate issues are here before the next flight. If I'm looking ahead, there's Navajo Mountain, clear as day. Let's again just go visual. Here's the main road and highway across on the other side of the mesa, right here. Okay. Let's go with a slight nose down attitude here and pick up a little speed and lose a little altitude.
369 Phoenix clearance, roger. Cleared to San Francisco Airport is on
Okay.
the departure harbor transition. Now that's filed climb via the SID.
I can see that bend in the railroad tracks.
Yeah, I did 369 readback correct.
We can see the cliffs. We can see Lake Powell.
It's going to be 119.2, 19.2.
So if I start looking ahead, page is going to be 120.625 for the ASOS. Let's see. See if we get another change, frequency change. I don't think we will. We got to go down to 10.5, get down to the right altitude. You know, William, the last flight I had, there was a window defender scan going on while we were doing this. This is the Mooney Alabeo 20R, the Ovation.
Number 132 Kilo Tango Reading Tower, roger, right downwind, runway 16, report midfield.
Okay, page is going to be 4,300 feet. Our traffic pattern is going to be 5,300 feet. We're going to be at 10.5. That means we got to lose 5,000 feet of altitude. That's going to take us 10 minutes. 10 minutes at 140 knots is going to be about 25 miles, 30 miles. So we're getting pretty close to that descent. There's not a lot of landmarks to do that. So we're starting down. Oh, there's a little airport. Huh. Do we see that airport on the chart? No, I don't think that's Peabody. No, because we crossed Peabody. Interesting. I wonder what that is. Boy, that canyon looks cool, doesn't it? Look at that. Gotta love ortho scenery, man. A little strip. Highway right next to it. Don't know. Whoa! Alright, coming down to 10.5. We're going to start looking for Paige. We're going to ask him if we can get the weather. Denver Center 15 Julie Golf would like to get the Paige weather.
Julie Golf, okay, frequency change approved, advise on your backup.
Roger, Wilco, 15 Julie Golf.
Page Mooney information Yankee. 1500 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 17, dew point -5. Altimeter 3003. Arriving runway 33, departing runway 33. Advise on initial contact, you have Yankee.
Okay. Center 15 Julie Golf is back on frequency.
5 Julie Golf, roger.
Okay, well, we can certainly come in on 3-3. That's what they say we're doing. If that's the case, we'll want to come around. I'm not a big fan of straight-in entries. Let's see, it doesn't have right traffic, does it?
Tango, wind 200 at 5, runway 16.
Right pattern for 3-3. Okay, so we'll come in from this side. We'll enter on the 45. We'll do right traffic for 3-3. All right, let's start looking for an airport now. Still a little far away. It is right up next to the lake. Okay, it's 122.8. Okay. Okay, descent checklist. Okay, seats are done, wing flaps are up. Landing gear is up, throttle, CHT in the green arc. Done. Prop 14-2400, we are peak EGT adjust. It's about there. CHT 250 minimum, monitoring the carbon heat, that's 250 minimum, yeah, we're good there. Airspeed, 196 knots, and rudder trim as needed. We got all that going. Normal descent gear down, we'll keep that there just for a second. We'll need it in a second, we'll put it over here for a second. Keep our descent going. Okay, now, page. We have all this terrain here. And it's a little closer to the canyons. Boy, that ortho is looking sweet though, isn't it? Ooh, baby. Okay, that might be page right there.
551 Amarillo Tower, wind 040 at 16, fly runway heading, runway 4, cleared for takeoff.
That stuff looks awesome. Okay, so we've got terrain there. And then we come into the last of it, come along the line. So that's actually over there, I think, that outcropping. So I actually think we're over here. And I think Page is that way. Right, because there's that. We're a beam Navajo mountain right now. I've got Lake Powell coming across in front of me. Well, we're not quite there yet. This cut coming out, I think, is this right here. So that's the edge of that, and there's a promontory 1,500 feet there. And I think we want to be going
Man, CQL Tango, same intention.
this way.
Stern CQL Tango, roger, taxi via.
Again, we're going down to 5,300 feet. Our runway is going to be 3-3. It says wind's calm, okay? Yeah, so that finger there has got to be that finger right there. The airport's on the other side of it. We're actually going to be setting up okay for an entry into 3-3. When we get to that finger, we're going to be about 10 miles out. So that puts us, I think we're about right here. In which case it'd be a heading of about, 27, 26, that's what we're flying to get there. Page is on the other side of that thing. At the very least, we fly till we find Lake Powell, and then we can find it from there. 5,500 feet. Okay, there's the canyons starting up. I've got a peak there, 5,700 feet. That's got to be that right there. And then I've got a cut. Yeah. Okay, so I'm about here. So we're going to fly to the other side of this cut. And then Page, it should be getting pretty close in front of us. That goes and winds around. Page is going to be up in there. Okay. We're not quite ready to make our call yet.
Maxwell Jet 551 contact.
Sorry about the fast head movements. The haze and sky colors are looking great. The sun was up there a little while ago. I can't see it now. But that looks awfully real. Navajo Mountain in the distance.
Maxwell Jet 551 Amarillo departure radar contact. Climb and maintain 17,000, 17,000. Turn left direct to Tucumcari. Resume on navigation.
I think it's got to be right up here by the dam. There's the lake. I bet that is that mountain, that little point. Right there. It wouldn't be right there, would it? Oh, it might be.
Subjet 551, climb and maintain flight level 230. Contact Albuquerque Center 134.6.
There's a little dirt road. That doesn't show up. This is the part of visual navigation that's worth practicing. Okay, that is certainly that. And it, yeah. There's a point there. Okay. So that's there. That's there. I think this puts us about right in here. So we're doing the right thing in terms of finding the airport. He may come and give us a call here in a second. Thought I saw the airport for a second.
Exojet 551 Albuquerque Center, confirmed climbing.
Marcus!
Should have been assigned flight level 230. Exojet 551, climb and maintain flight
It'd be
level
so easy to turn on the
400.
GPS and just see exactly where we are. Yes, this is Ortho 4XP. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go to the GPS. We're going to find the field. Okay, there's that promontory. We should be able to see the little town of Page coming up here also. Right now I don't see anything. But there's the lake, at least what's left of it, after it came down so much in water.
Mooney 5 Juliet Golf, the Page Airport is about 1 o'clock and 15 miles. Report when you have a sight.
Roger Wilco, 15 Julie Golf. 1 o'clock, 15 miles, right where it should be. But I don't see a darn thing yet. 15 miles, or 1 o'clock. That puts us about right in here. Okay, I see where we are. Yeah, so that's that finger of that, and that's that finger of it. I was following this creek in farther than I thought. So then that means that's that point there. There it is.
Jet 551's cleared direct
Right.
Gallup.
It's got to be it.
Navigation.
Right, and then 1 o'clock, 15 miles. I'm still looking. I really want to be sure I've got it. If we're coming in on 3-3, we're going to come this way. It's right next to the water. Yeah, that's got to be the field right there. Right?
Jet 551, Gallup is a VOR, Golf Uniform Papa.
I thought I could see it.
Gate 15, Phoenix clearance. Good morning. On request, standby.
Not yet. We're going to maneuver for that 45-degree entry into 3-3 anyway for right traffic, so. Let's follow this. Following this is going to take us to the right side, correct side for the right at traffic into 3-3 anyway. Can we do an emergency landing in a field? I'd prefer not to, but we can do an engine out into Page if you'd like. Since I'm flying the Mooney from place to place, I don't want to put it someplace where it's not as it should be. So I just can't see that. I mean, that's a promontory that we should be able to see on here. And I don't see it. Maybe it's covered up. This stuff. Oh, I think, yeah, I think. There's the end of the lake. That's going to be the airport right there. Yep. There it is. Okay, I got it.
Just a small minute. Give me just 1 second.
Okay, we can now go over to the dark side. Yep, that's right.
And Boutique 815 is cleared to the...
I was looking for that butte on the charts here, but I wasn't seeing it.
For departure, the Stanfield VOR.
Yep, there's the field.
J50, San Simon VOR, and then direct.
I'm still not seeing it loaded in the scenery though. I wonder if I screwed up my scenery.
And expect flight level 230 within 10 minutes of departure.
Because it's got a couple buildings and stuff.
119.2, squawk 1743.
Alright, well it's down there somewhere. We'll go find it. We'll tell them that we have the field. It may just not have loaded in yet. In terms of the buildings, let me fix the settings in 3 FJPS to be max quality.
Boutique 815, read back correct, thanks.
Ah! That was the problem. There we go. There's a little town, and there's the airport. Center 15 Julie Golf has Page.
5 Julie Golf, thanks. No traffic observed between you and the airport. Radar services are terminated. Squawk and maintain VFR. Frequency changes approved. We'll see you.
Squawk and VFR, thanks for the help. 15 Julie Golf. Okay, 122.8. Let's just check weather one more time since we've got the time. 120.625. I actually really wish I could figure out how to switch the other radio in this thing, in the cockpit.
Page Mooney information Zulu. 1500 Zulu weather. Wind calm. Visibility more than 10.
Okay.
Sky clear. Temperature
122.8.
dew point -5. Altimeter 3003. Arriving runway 33, departing runway 33. Advise on initial contact.
Alright, so we're 10 miles east. Page traffic, Ovation 15 Julie Golf, 10 miles east of the field, 6,700. We're going to be making 45-degree entry for right traffic into 33, Page. I can see the VASI lights. Okay. Okay, so Lake Powell was an amazing canyon before they flooded it. Most people never got to see it before it was too late. Here's the town of Page and the airport is right there, right next to it. Okay, so now we're going to tell them that we're actually closer than that. And we're still going down to 5,300 feet, which is pattern altitude. Take a little turn out here over the lake. Okay, that is commonsensical. Let's switch to fullest tank while we have the chance. Positive fuel flow. Recognition lights off. Page traffic, Ovation 15 Julie Golf is 3 miles due east of the field. We're turning for a 45-degree entry, right traffic into 33, Page. Lake Powell below us. And do you guys want to do an engine out procedure? Let's get our gear down. Actually, let's keep the gear up for the engine out procedure. It doesn't like that because of how I'm slowing the airplane, but that's what I got to do. Coming down to 5,400 feet. Cut that gas. Okay, we'll do an engine out. Go on sterile cockpit. Get ourselves to proper elevation here, or proper. Sorry, I was just changing a setting. Page traffic, Ovation 15 Julie Golf is entering right downwind for 33, Page. Sorry, I changed it. Sorry, I changed the setting on the PC for just a second there, so I screwed up my. Flying just a little bit in terms of my altitude. Okay. Joining on the downwind. 433. There's the airport. We're a little close. Page is not quite that busy. For what it's worth. Okay, we're on the downwind. Page traffic, Ovation 15 Julie Golf is going to simulate engine out into 33, Page. Okay, landing lights. We got our turn, trim for about 80. In this airplane, that's our, I don't know the exact glide speed, but I think it's like 79 or 80. Trim for that. Yeah, I know, no landing gear. You don't have to tell me. Let's keep it coming. That's our stall horn. No, that can't be the stall horn. It's gonna be close. No flaps yet. Gear. Okay, we got it made, 1 notch. I didn't make my calls when I should have. Now, okay, now, so here's the thing. I didn't add power because I was simulating the engine out. The Mooney falls out of the sky without any power, which is a bug in X-Plane right now. So you have to keep power in, but we were doing engine out, so we had to keep the power out. But we made it, we lived. We'll get the gear repaired. That was hard enough, it sent off my transmitter. That's funny. Page does not have those kinds of buildings, so that is a function of the real world to XP stuff. I don't know why it makes it look like it's all in Europe, because it's not. So that's not very realistic. Okay. Here we are, we're clear of this. Yeah, that looks bad. Those look terrible. So that's something we'd want to fix. Page traffic ovation 15 Julie Golf is clear of 33 page. Okay, flaps up, trim back. I really had it trimmed. Had a ton of trim in. Okay, landing lights, strobe, nav. Page traffic ovation 15 Julie Golf taxiing to the golf page. So this is Cal Black Memorial. I designed the airport. I don't think I put that thing in it. I think that is a, maybe I don't have my exclusion zone set well in this airport when I uploaded it to the org. So I don't think I would have put that terminal. Or maybe somebody else built this terminal. I uploaded one, but maybe it didn't get included in the game. Somebody else's did. I don't know that I would have put that in it. So who knows. But here we are. And we'll take a look at the gear. Let's park down here. And hope for a more realistic rendering. So you can download a mesh that is freeware called Real World to XP, which makes really realistic building mapping and things like power lines and things like that. But it uses a model set that can look quite European. And for some reason they have Page, which has like 14 people in it, looking like downtown Cleveland. But so it goes. Yeah, I think it is, Jimmy, the same thing as the Arrow. Yeah, I think it's a known bug, so I keep power in, and I never take it out in the flare. And it's true on this airplane, it's true on the Arrow, it's true on the Warrior, all from Just Flight, those two from Just Flight, so it is what it is. But we flew it well, and we were great until, you know, we fell out of the sky. All right, let's just do our after landing tech lifts. Throttle as required. Boost pump switches are off. Wing flaps are up. Elevator trim, we've got that set. Avionics, radios, and tail lights are also all fine. Shutdown parking brake set. Throttle auto RPM radio master switch off. Interior exterior lights off. Although I would personally keep the beacon on until I turn off the switch. Magneto switch grounding check. Make sure idle cut off. the grounding check. It didn't simulate very well in this airplane. Alternator. Master switch off. Okay. Well, there we go. The ovation is now in page. So the next flight. Thank you, memory. I appreciate that. Yeah, it drops like a bug. Or it drops like a bug. It drops like a rock because of the bug. So what I usually will do is I'll keep it about 12 or 13 inches of manifold pressure all the way until I'm just 4 or 5 feet off the runway, and then I pull back the throttle. So we're in page. Our next flight is going to be up here to Wayne Wonderland, which is right here, 38U. So this is going to be a very scenic flight. Oops. It's going to have a good view of Lake Powell. I don't think I'll pick up advisories for this one, so we can jump over to Bullfrog. Where's Bullfrog? It's up here. Huh. I wonder why Bullfrog isn't on the charts. Oh, Cal Black Memorial. That's the one I designed. I didn't design Page. I designed Cal Black. Actually, the original plan was to fly to Cal Black and not to Page. Now that I think about it. Huh. Yeah, I just forgot. Alright, well then what we'll actually do in the next flight, now that I think about it, is we'll fly up to Cal Black and do a touch and go, since it's not a very long flight. We will fly up to Cal Black, and then we'll fly, oops, and then we'll fly up to Cal Black, we'll do some touch and goes, and we'll just do a quick hop at pattern altitude over to Bullfrog, because I designed that too in X-Plane. I was wondering why this airport didn't look familiar to me. I didn't design it. And we'll do some, so we'll fly up, we'll do some touch and goes there, and then we'll fly from there up to 38U, which is Wayne Wonderland. And what's that going to be? I gotta go hop on a phone call in a minute. Let's see. Oh, that's 50 miles, so that'll take us 20 minutes. And then we'll do about the same. We'll do, so that'll be about an hour, 15-minute flight. We'll fly up there, do some touch and goes, do a few touch and goes, and we'll fly up the water pocket fold over Capitol Reef National Park, and then land between Thousand Lake Mountain and Boulder Mountain at Wayne Wonderland. So the plan was never to go to Page. The plan was to go to Cal Black. But what can I say? I just got confused. So that'll be good. That'll give us even more sightseeing. So we'll see if I can play my cards right. Let's see what else is going on today's schedule. I may be back and try to fly that flight just as early as maybe 2:30 or 3 o'clock today. It'd be fun to do that and get some real seat time in. So that might be the plan. In the meantime, thanks everybody for checking in, and I'll see you soon on the next flight. Again, Page, touch and goes at Cal Black, touch and goes at Bullfrog, which will be a challenge because it's a tiny little strip right on the promontory. That'll be a challenge in the Mooney for sure. And then up to Wayne Wonderland to spend the night and get a good meal in Torrey, Utah. All right, everybody. We'll see you on the next flight. Thanks. Thanks, Jimmy. You're going to want to watch that next one, Jimmy, because of the ortho scenery for sure. See you, everybody.